Welcome to Chart of the Week. This time we'll look at the most recent employment data for Colorado. We'll use the non-seasonally adjusted data because regional and historical data is only available in unadjusted form. This limits our analysis somewhat to year-over-year comparisons, but still works fine. During July in Colorado, the economy added more than 14,000 jobs, growing from 2.45 million in June to 2.465 million in July. This was the most jobs added in a single month since April 2010 and was the second biggest gain since April 2009. To provide some context, we can see here how many jobs were added or lost over the past 6 months. During July of last year, only 2,300 jobs were added, so July of this year has shown considerably better job growth, although total employment is still down in July by 1.8% since July of last year, and July's total is down 5.9% since the labor market peaked during July of 2008 when there were more than 2.62 million jobs. With 14,000 jobs added in the improvement over July of last year, the unemployment rate fell from 8.2% during July of last year to 8.0% for July of this year. During June, the unemployment rate was 8.2%. So as you can see here, the unemployment rate is down slightly, both month over month and year over year. The unemployment rate might have decreased more, but job market participation in the United States is now at historic lows, meaning that as job prospects improve, discouraged workers who don't show up in the unemployment data now are likely to re-enter the job force. Recent college and high school graduates will enter the job force as well as the perception of job growth improves. So, as jobs are added, more and more workers enter the job force, keeping unemployment from moving down in any significant way. You can see the difference between total employment and the size of the job force in Colorado here. The unemployment rate is essentially the difference between the two lines. You can see that the two lines often track together, but that since the middle of 2008, total employment has fallen off more than the labor force size, driving an increase in unemployment. Also, as unemployment moves up, the size of the labor force has inched up as well. So, during July, 14,000 jobs were added, but 11,000 workers joined the labor force. The net gain in July was therefore positive, but during June, for example, 9,600 jobs were added, but 24,000 workers entered the labor force. This has been a common challenge in recent months since, even in months that have added jobs overall, the total has not been high enough to absorb the new workers entering the workforce during the month. Total employment in Colorado is still 155,000 jobs below the peak reached in July of 2008, although the labor force has shrunk by 75,000. Some of those workers will no doubt re-enter the job force as perceptions of the economy improve, and it is unlikely that the data can account for all of the recent graduates who have not yet entered the job force at all. Year over year, total employment fell in every metropolitan area surveyed. However, in spite of year-over-year drops in total employment, the unemployment rates in Grand Junction, Fort Collins, Loveland, Denver, Aurora, and Boulder, Longmont all went down because of falling participation in the labor force.